Hello, you're here with Miss Libby Rose, and today we're going to be making a super cool little fun sunglasses case with a buttonhole and drawstring at the top. So first of all, your materials that you'll need is the buttonhole foot for your machine, so your sewing machine and your buttonhole foot. I'm going to do it with the automatic buttonhole foot. So if yours doesn't have an automatic buttonhole on it, the buttonhole function on it, then do check out, I'm sure I've got some other videos on buttonholes, but if not, give me a shout and I'll create some. But just for ease for making this little project now, I'm going to do it with the one step buttonhole function. Okay, so you'll need that, some ribbon to go around the top to drawstring it together, a safety pin to help pull that through, and 2 pieces of fabric, and I've just taken them from a fat quarter set just to get the funky colours, and do contrasting colours if you'd like. That's what I've done here. Okay, so, and of course get yourself your pair of sunglasses so you can get it snug and fitting well. Right, so first of all, I'll get the right size. So if you can see here, I've got my pair of sunglasses. I've got 2 rectangle shapes. I want them the same size. And I'm going to fold that around so it fits nice and snugly. So you want to leave some extra for seam allowance, but not too much, because you want it to go in nice and snug so that they're encasing in the sunglasses well. And then I've got some room at the top too. So I will put the pattern, well, the pattern is just below here for these ones. So, but you know, they're all different sizes and things, so you might want to check your own size yourself. So the first thing that we will do is put a buttonhole right in the center here of one of the pieces. Okay, so we're going to put a buttonhole in the center of one of the pieces. So to do that, I will take off my regular foot, my regular straight sewing foot. So put that to the side and take my one step buttonhole foot, this little silver line here that I'm sure there is a correct name for, which is not coming to my mind straight now, but that will clip on where your foot would normally go, with the largest part of the foot towards the back of the machine. So I clip that down, and then I just go to the front of the machine and I choose the buttonhole function. So these one steps are just brilliant. So down here I've got 26, 27 or 28 are all buttonholes. I'm just going to go for number 26 because I just want a regular buttonhole. Now, sizing. So normally if you were doing this for an actual, to put a button in, which I'm not, I'm using this for the draws, to be able to thread the drawstring through. So normally we would put a button in the back here to get the correct size. But I don't want to do that today, so I'm just going to do about a medium size. So I clip this out and pretend to the machine that there is a button in there, but I've just clipped this out to give it a bit of space at the back there. And then I pull down the guide. Oops, sorry, I pull down the guide so that the machine will know from there to there to there to there how big it's going to do this buttonhole with. So I'm all set, and I press number 26 on this machine, and I put my piece of fabric in around the middle and about 1/2 inch down from the top of the fabric, and I just make sure that this lever is in place, and that's it. I just press my pedal and away it goes. I'm just here to make sure that it's going straight. And that's it. Amazing, amazing. So it just does all of it itself. But honestly, I remember doing these in school, and they were so difficult when you were changing all the functions and trying to get the right size, especially when you had to do a load of buttons all the same size and you were trying to remember to stop at the right time. Anyway, this is brilliant. So I take off my buttonhole foot now. I'm finished with that. So I take it off and away it goes. And now back onto the regular foot. So I've just got this buttonhole at the top of my fat quarter piece. And now I take the other piece and I pop right sides together. And I'm going to sew along this top line above the buttonhole, the foot width away from the top. And I just do so. Now I change it back to normal straight stitch. On these machines you can just turn it off and turn it back on again and it's reset itself. Or I could have just pressed number 1, but I like to turn it off and turn it back on again because then I know that it's all reset beautifully back to its straight stitch. So I go a foot width away from the edge of the fabric. Again, I do my backwards and forwards to start. Straight line, watching the edge of your beautifully straight cut fabric, and backwards and forwards to finish. And we're out. Now at this stage, if you wanted to add a bit of padding inside, which I might do and I might go into in more detail perhaps in another video, but you could add some wadding here now or add something to give it a bit of strength. I was looking at perhaps just using like some toy filling, and if you pop that on there, put something on top and iron it down nice and flat, that might help as well, just to give, if you wanted to give a bit more sort of padding with your glasses. But actually this is enough just to keep it safe in your handbag and things. So I think that 2 pieces of fabric is enough, but if you wanted to at this stage you could add a bit of wadding or a bit of extra strength in there. So now I've got this, so I open it up. And I'm going to sew this like a big sausage. So it's going to go straight down. So from the end here, around, around, and around, okay? So you're going to go this long rectangle. So then you've got like a long channel piece. So stitch away, put your pins in if you need to. I'm not adding pins in this today because I'm just doing it as a very quick and easy project. But generally you might want to put some pins in there so you're all nicely held in place. But just for quick and ease, I'm not. Doing my backwards to start, coming to the edge. When I get to the corner, I stop, turn my needle so it's in the fabric, holding on to it. I lift, turn, all the way down, going over that seam, the way down, and again stop, needle in, lift the lever and to the end here. And then I do my backwards and forwards to finish. So I do backwards and forwards to finish and to start. Okay, so then we've got it, so it's all, now it's all held into place and it's all just one long piece. So how are we going to get through that? What we'll do is cut this buttonhole now and then turn the whole thing through the buttonhole. Okay, so use your stitch ripper or use something like tiny little scissors to cut it through. I've got my little embroidery scissors here. I'm going to cut it through to make a hole in that buttonhole. And then once you have your hole, turn the whole thing through there. So it's all open now, so you've got your open hole. You use your stitch ripper, or these are like little embroidery scissors, which I always find, I mean, they're just great for everything. So now it's a pretty tough, that's why I was saying leave yourself a reasonable hole, so not too small at the beginning with your doing your buttonhole. So because we need to push it all through this hole. Normally when I'm teaching children, I do ask little fingers to help me push this through. They're very good. So if you do have children around the house, you could get some little fingers involved to help push push this through. Sometimes we make a bit of a game of it. So I'm going to push, push, push. And once it's all pushed through, you may want to iron it, because this might be a bit of a struggle to get through. And you might even use a couple of swear words to get it moving. Have been known. Come on. Here we go. Okay, so you'll see it will all come through. And again, you'll get like a big long sausage again. And the two will fold into each other. Ah, that's it. Once you get one through, then it really starts getting easy. She says that. Pull, pull, pull. And voila. Okay, so that's it. Then you've got your long piece, and you can have the buttonhole on the outside or on the inside, whichever side, but you'll see when I push this down into here, so now one side goes in, so you've got the lining on the inside. But actually it's just as good. You could probably use this as reversible. It could go either way. Pushing all the way down. So now you've got the main part of your case, and I would just give it a quick iron over. And then we take our safety pin and our ribbon. Now, may I suggest using a thickish ribbon, because we haven't put a channel in here. So the ribbon is, we're wanting it to stay at the top, okay? So if you use a thinner ribbon, it will slide down into the bottom of the bag, and we don't really want that. We want it to stay at the top. So, and without having to sew an extra channel around, I want to leave it like that so it's nice and neat. We put our safety pin at the end of our ribbon, at a medium thickish size ribbon, and go in. I've got this gorgeous strawberries ribbon from Hobbycraft that I love. So I'm now going to push it through that buttonhole and to come back on yourself. So just go around. It goes in one side of the buttonhole and it will come out the other to here, and then pull it through. Take the safety pin off, and then just give it a bit of a shuffle so it stays, so the ribbon stays to the top. You can pull that in so it gives a nice little drawstring. Tie it in a bow. And then if you like, you could tie these two to each other. So then you've got a little handle as well. So you've got a handle around your wrist, and then you've got a bow just for looking nice at the top there. So I'll undo that and let's get sunglasses in. So just give it a little wriggle and it will find its way back up to the top again. Sunglasses in, pushing it down, and we're in. And that should stay, keep them nice and safe in my handbag and on the sand on the beach, or the pebbles on Brighton or something like that. So around, and then I just do it up however you'd like to, if you want it as a bow or if you want to do a little knot on the end or whatever. But that is your sunglasses case. So I hope you've enjoyed that project, and it will be nice and quick and easier for you to remake again and maybe make for your friends as well. If you have any comments or if you want to know more, please do leave me a comment below, or you can find me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. So I'd love to hear from you, and I see you for the next make. Okay, bye for now.